Welcome back, Dungeoneers. It's Sunday afternoon, and that can only mean one thing.
Mimosas?
It's time to play Dungeons and Dragons.
Damn it, I got it wrong.
We were playing Paranoia.
You told us with chutes and ladders.
Oh, something you could handle.
Wow. Roll 1d4.
Oh, Jesus.
Is that the psychic damage you just dealt?
Yeah.
4 damage.
Why can't I do that? Anyway, I'm joined at the table with...
Yeah, you guys really jumped on that one. You're watching Dice and Dungeons,
Oh,
and I'm here at the table with.
I'm David Wong. I play Nines, a Tabaxi Bard, who likes to use vicious mockery, but doesn't like to receive it.
I'm Nicole Bates. I'm playing Storia, the Changeling Druid.
I'm Greg. I'm playing Ulset Ralph, the Furbog Fighter.
And I'm Alexis
and
Bates,
Insulter.
your trusty dungeon mistress. Welcome back, everyone, from our break and Thanksgiving. I hope that everyone had a nice Thanksgiving, if you celebrated that. And we only have one announcement this week, right? Just one.
Yeah, and our regular sponsor.
Yeah. This week, we will be revealing who won this lovely edition.
Is it me?
It's not you. This lovely edition of Fizziban's Treasury of Dragons, the limited art cover, and I'm getting a little bit of the glint. Very pretty book. That giveaway was brought to you by our wonderful sponsor, Geekified. Geekified is a tabletop gaming store in Vinton, Iowa that takes online and in-store orders for all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. So if you were unfortunate and did not win this copy of Fizziban's Treasury of Dragons, you can head on over there and pick up at least a regular edition. I think they're all out of the limited art cover. And when this episode airs, Strixhaven, when does Strixhaven come out?
December 7th.
December 7th. Just 2 days from when this episode will air.
Yeah.
You can go and reserve a copy of Strixhaven, the next expansion for Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, or maybe pick up some other Christmas gifts for people that you need to do a little shopping for. Possibly some Pokemon cards, maybe some Magic cards. What's the Magic set that just released? Do you remember? I don't keep up with Magic nearly as much. You're sort of ironic.
The Crimson Wedding. I forget the name of it.
The definitely isn't
Vampire Wedding.
Yeah, it's Twilight. It's the Magic the Gathering Twilight crossover. The Twilight Breaking Dawn crossover.
I don't
That's what
think
it
people are
is.
going to like that.
Hey, we are definitely in the Twilight-essence. That is a thing. I didn't come up with that.
Actually, be saying the prequels are good.
Say that all the time. That is
Everything sucks is great again.
yeah. That's the only announcements we have. We'll be announcing the winner. That's at the end of the show, so stay tuned for that. And thank you, Geekified, for doing that giveaway and continuing to be our ongoing sponsor. We appreciate everything. If you do need to pick something up from them, remember, you can use our discount code, which is geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons. Using that discount code will get you 5% off of your first order, and anything you purchase through that link also helps support the show. So we appreciate it if you use it. Yeah. I think we're good now.
Yeah. I mean, we're okay.
We're all right. We're not
6 out of 10.
Wow. Thank you.
Moving up in the world.
It's technically passing, but not great.
Maybe 6 out of 11.
Dice and Dungeons, nothing to write home about. That's the subtitle of our show.
I don't think group vicious mockery is supposed to be a group spell.
Really?
I roll psychic damage.
Oh. I mean, You guys are the one. Well, you were the one making the joke that we're just okay. You gave us a 6 out of 10.
Then I bumped it to 6 out of 11.
you made it worse.
So what are we doing now?
We're going to die on an island.
I think you guys are going to an island where you'll find some
Adventure.
some coconuts, maybe some animals.
Yeah, tiger.
Yeah.
A pig that terrorizes us.
Well, with that,
Wait, is this Lord of the Flies?
No, it's a
Yes.
episode that parodies it.
Oh.
Completely different.
And now?
attentioneers on that weird intro. Let's roll. Last week on Dice and Dungeons, the party was once again at sea, sailing towards the Cormer Republic. The few days at sea were an interesting mix of encounters, from bartering with Sahaugan traders to being attacked by some undead and apparent leftover from the previous job the captain had been contracted for. On the 7th day of their journey, the party stopped to gather some supplies, including freshwater, from an island that the captain stops at regularly on his voyages. As they take some rowboats towards shore, that's where we rejoin our party.
We're in a rowboat.
Going toward the shore. Who is rowing?
Not us.
No.
I don't believe in rowing.
How are we getting
Is
to...
the captain in the boat with them?
He's on another one of the... There's about 6 rowboats that...
So Olsef is rowing then.
Okay, I will row.
They're probably pretty sizable.
They're pretty big boats. There's probably, I don't know, 6, 7 people in each one.
Are there 6 or 7 people in ours?
Yeah, including the 3 of you.
What's the most
Oh, well,
practical
let them
you
one
want in
of-
there?
Yeah, you guys aren't really working.
Okay,
We're guests. We're paying customers.
that's true.
At this part, you're basically here because you're curious about what's on the island.
Well, I'm feeling curious about what is on the island.
Well, the captain said something about coconuts.
I have never seen a coconut.
I don't think I have either.
That will be quite an adventure.
You know what a coconut is, Lane?
No, it's an interesting instrument.
Yeah, probably.
It could be.
You can probably click it together.
You could make sounds like a horse walking.
Not that we know what a coconut is.
No, but you said click it together.
Yeah, I was just making it up.
Oh, well, then this will be an adventure of learning. Are we there yet?
No, I think we need to talk about
Oh,
coconuts.
no, I'm gonna please continue. I
I
want to hear more.
feel like also
Yes.
Are we in the boat with any of the people we met already on the main boat?
I mean, at this point, you've probably met pretty much everyone on the ship. You've been there a week. Walk around. There might be
Learn all of
four
the
you don't know.
tragic backstories.
yeah. I'm interested to see what sort of animals are here that I could try and turn into.
Oh, that would be good too. You could
It's a
learn.
different biome.
Describe the environment. I hope it doesn't catch on.
No.
No.
So we can look. Oh, sorry, what?
Let's get to the shore.
Well, what if there's some interesting... We'll have to ask about what interesting foods there are, though, other than coconuts.
Well, when we get there, we will explore.
You can talk to one of the people we're in the boat with.
Hey, people.
All 4 of them at once. Yes.
That was creepy. I don't want to talk to them.
You should definitely talk to them.
Are you guys in like some sort of weird hive mind collective?
All of them at once. No.
Exactly.
And then all of them at once. Why do we always get asked that? It's just a weird coincidence that we all talk together and say the same thing at the same time. Zabudu. Dang it. Again? The same made-up word? Damn it.
Well, I hope we do not have to spend too much time on the island with them.
I don't.
We didn't ask them what they thought happened to Fervin.
Oh, that is true.
What do you think happened to Fervin?
Who?
The Victor guy.
Who?
I don't like them. Let's capsize the boat.
No,
I just like that.
you would have to
guys
try
are-
to swim again.
I like that you guys were both like, let's get off this boat as fast as possible, but I just spent a little extra time in it, and now you're both all on board and interacting with everything
Yeah, of
else.
course we're on board. It's a boat.
I enjoy that this is taking no effort on my part.
All right. I want to ask the captain some stuff, so I'll just wait until we get to shore.
Okay. It doesn't take all that long for
The
them
hive
to
mind to row.
for the not hive mind
They're
to bring
very
you
good
in.
at rowing now.
Yeah,
Very
in
synchronized.
unison.
They're all arguing with each other, blaming one another for the weirdness that people always seem to encounter with them, but they're all doing it in unison, blaming the same. Well, they're all just saying, this is your fault, and point at someone else. Yeah. So it's pretty comical and very uncomfortable, but they get there quickly. Because they are really good at staying in unison.
Captain,
Yes.
I think, well, first of all, I think you have a little hive mind situation happening on your ship you might want to worry about.
No, that's just the Billies. They're weird.
They're all named Billy.
Yeah.
What's their last names?
I don't know. I've never asked.
How do you tell which one? Oh, no, never mind. I can see where that goes.
They all look distinct. They just all talk together at the same time, consistently, spend most of their day together. And, well, we thought it was humorous, so we put them all in the same cabin, too.
So what's a coconut?
A coconut? You've never seen a coconut?
I grew up in a swamp. Like I keep telling people.
I don't have coconuts in swamps.
No. We had mushrooms.
I spend most of my life at sea, so I don't know much about swamps.
We had reeds. We had mushrooms. We had frogs.
But no coconuts.
No.
What about bananas?
We know a guy.
Is that like rice?
Not at all.
No.
Did you have pigs?
Boars. Yeah.
Well, okay. You'll be familiar with that.
Are we going to play guess what you had?
Yeah. I like it.
It's a great game.
Keep
This
asking.
is interesting to try to understand. He steps back. Do you know what that is? And he points up in the tree at a. It's a shorter tree, and it has some small, oblong yellow things in it.
It's a tree.
Do you have any idea what those yellow, things are?
No. Fruit.
Well, you are right on that count. They are indeed a fruit. And he sort of strolls over to the tree.
Wait, I have seen bananas. Are these bananas?
They're not.
Okay, because I do have some old bananas now.
They're very old. They're
Ready for banana breading.
just about 3 weeks old now.
Yeah, I think I got them in Stillborough.
You did at the Continental Breakfast.
Yeah.
You took them because they were the only
banana
thing left.
bread.
Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Yeah, at this point, if we had one, I would insert a Looney Tunes-esque foghorn noise at the state of the bananas in your pouch.
I'll just surreptitiously drop them on the shore.
All right. This is lemon. Once you peel off the rind, and he takes a little dagger that he keeps on his side, cuts open the rind, peels off a bit. It's a deliciously tart citrus fruit.
Yes, you had them on the ship. You told me you had them on the ship last episode.
But you didn't recognize it, so I figured you didn't know what it was.
I didn't know what it was from your description.
You just asked if it was a banana.
This is very good. Now we know that what a not a banana is.
I eat the lemon.
So there you go.
Worst game show ever. Is it a banana or not?
Is it a banana?
A banana.
I think that sounds like a show that I would watch on the Game Show Network during the summer when I was in middle school. I would love that. Is it a banana?
I would just sit on the couch like, these idiots didn't know what a fucking banana is. Morons.
And the whole game would be just projecting a banana on like a shadow. So they do like a shadow of a banana, but they do all sorts of weird lighting effects to make it look like anything other than a banana.
But sometimes it's like mundane household items that are just like positioned, so it
So it looks like a
ends up
banana?
looking like a banana.
Yeah.
That's pretty tricky.
See? I swear
Are we
we
gonna
just
do
came
that
up with
next?
an actual game show.
Are we going to do that next?
Are we gonna make a pilot episode?
Hey,
It sounds very appealing.
I think so. Let's do this.
So,
Knock, knock.
what kind of animals are on the island?
Well, there's a whole bevy of animals. Of course,
Bevy.
so I
I've
mentioned that
never
there are.
seen a bevy.
No. Never mind. I know that there are some monkeys on the island.
Oh, I don't know what that is.
Quite a few birds.
I know what those are.
There are these. You actually don't know what they're called, or if anyone has ever named them before. I've only ever seen them here, though we didn't have them where I'm from. And I've never seen them at any of the ports of call, but like I said, I don't often go inland. So, there are these very slow-moving creatures, and they hang down from the trees. These long, long claws.
Oh, nice.
My claws aren't that long. I clean them. It's the only part of my body I clean.
You must be careful to touch you only there then.
How long are we on the island for?
Probably just a few hours, maybe half a day.
Okay.
Yeah, enough to bring fresh water back.
Yeah, where do you get your fresh water here? Is there a spring?
Yes, there's a spring just a mile in.
Well, we could explore this island and get lost, like
Yeah.
we usually do.
Okay, let's do it.
Great
Okay.
one. Execute.
All right, we're gonna be lost for a few weeks, so bye.
Don't get very well. He stays back, and he's organizing the
Hey,
activities
Captain.
on the beach. Yes.
Can we get flare gun in case we get lost?
Sure.
Could we also get your regular gun in case we get lost?
No, that one stays firmly by my side
I was
unless
close
I'm
this
using
time.
it.
Yeah.
Well, give me firearm.
Do you want to come with us and show us
He-
around?
He
That would
hands
be a
over
good
a flare
idea.
gun.
He could describe to us the flora and the fauna
Yeah, why don't you come
and the
with us?
coconuts.
Well, at this point, his one of the other officers not his first mate. She's back at the ship. One of the other officers turns to him and says, quietly, if you go with them, they probably won't get lost. And if you don't, we're going to be stuck here for a week. That is a very good point.
You are very persuasive.
Yeah. I rolled really well on my persuade. Nope.
I rolled really well on my persuasion. I believe I shall come along. That sounds lovely. I'll show you around the place.
Just coconuts. I want to see coconuts. I want to see all the animals.
You want to see all the animals?
Yep. So I can turn into them.
I don't know if I can show you every animal on the island, but I will show you as many as I can.
All right. And then eventually we'll get. I'd like to see the ruins at some point when we get to it.
Yes, then we can rob them.
Yeah.
The ruins aren't several miles inland. Are you up for a hike?
Yeah. What else are we gonna do?
All right.
Lays around on the beach.
Have Olsef carry us?
No,
That's a great idea.
I do not carry them.
What if I turned into like a small mouse or something?
Then you would not. I don't know. I guess that you could. I don't know what would happen if you did that. What would you do?
I would ride on your shoulder.
It could be a shoulder mouse.
But I'll save my wild shapes for
You could
now,
do.
in case I see something cool.
Okay. You start heading inland and climbing elevation a little bit. This island is a fairly thick tropical jungle. There are trees that if all three of you got together and tried to wrap your arms around it, you still couldn't. There are vines hanging low out of many of the branches. The forest floor is thick with all sorts of ferns and not that you'd really seen them before, but there are things like Venus flytraps and even some other carnivorous plants.
I want to test something. My staff of flowers can make any non-magical flower. Can I make a Venus flytrap with it?
I'm gonna say sure.
Okay.
I think technically it's
A flower?
A leaf.
well, it's a leaf. I don't think it's technically a flower, but I'm just gonna allow it because it's more fun that way. It's just better. So sure,
All right.
you can make a Venus flytrap now that you've seen one. You can. There's some like pitcher plants
Oh, yeah.
around.
News.
Sure, yeah.
What's the name of this island, Captain?
I've never had a name attributed to it.
What do you call it?
The island that I stop at to get fresh water.
That's a terrible name.
It
Yeah.
is. That is almost as bad as the saltworthies.
That's like a name Ulseth would come up with.
Yeah, that is possibly true.
Oh, also, speaking of you on this island,
Yes.
do you want to look around for there might be some weird clay?
Oh, if I happen to see some weird clay that would make for good pottery, I will collect some.
Clay? Actually, there's a very interesting clay pit not very far up the path here.
Maybe near the spring, probably.
Not far off. Yeah.
Well, let us stop at the clay pit.
Yeah.
Well,
That
all
should
right.
entertain the viewers for a good 20 minutes.
Maybe there's something like a Komodo dragon that I'm not familiar with as a character. Here.
Maybe there's a thing that my character really wants.
Yeah.
There.
I would definitely turn into a
What are the
Komodo
odds of something
dragon.
interesting for each of our characters being on this island?
For nines?
I don't know.
It's called coconuts.
Oh yeah, you need coconut to play.
I don't know if I can afford that in real life.
A coconut.
Well, you can get them in wholes, not just one half. Oh, cool! I don't need to buy two halves.
You can buy two halves at once,
Yeah. To get all
and
together.
you get to eat it.
the insides.
Is it good though?
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah, it is.
Is it better than a Mounds bar?
Oh, yes.
We're also not sponsored by Mounds.
Not anymore.
Blew
that one off.
If yeah, Mounds was sitting there thinking,
You really want to?
I really like these guys here. Man,
First thing we do, know what shit? Mound bars.
Mounds, the
there's a
Fazoli's
Mounds
of
advertising.
candy
that
bars.
just tuning in to the Twitch stream like a few minutes ago, going, we should really like use our leverage as Mounds to boost the profile of a small streamer. I'll pick one at random and just watch them. Tunes in, 3 seconds in, Mounds suck.
Yeah.
That is what happened in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
It's one thing we gather from this: young people hate Mounds bars.
I'm gonna look for animals as we walk.
Okay. There's a lot of them.
Oh,
You don't really need to look very hard.
okay.
You do have a hard time like seeing a lot of them. The trees are more than 50 feet above you. And that's where most of them are moving around. So let's have a perception check.
Hey, Soria,
Yeah.
can you see them better with your spyglass?
Oh, maybe. Dromar's spyglass?
No, just his eye.
I'm going to try and use my spyglass. Just, yeah. It's like the Eye of Vecna, but goblin-y.
The Eye of Dromar. Yeah.
Do I get anything for using spyglass?
Yeah, you can roll with advantage.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah.
Not bad.
You need to start looking at your inventory more.
No. 25.
You're able to spot one of the birds flying around overhead. There are several birds to see on this island, so roll a d4. Let's see which one it is.
3.
As you look above and try to focus in with your spyglass, you see some fairly small birds, not quite the size of like a chickadee, bigger than that. They're a little bit larger than your hand. They're flying right at the treetops. And they have a little bit of plumage that comes up off the back. Some of them are very bright white. Others have little bits of yellow. And what you have now seen are parakeets.
We can sell you to rich people, and then you can escape and fly back.
Nice. So eventually, when I can fly, like level 8, I can be a parakeet.
How many sessions will that take?
Years.
Don't answer that. Moving on. I want to level up.
I'm just gonna keep looking for animals as we walk towards the clay pit.
Sure. It doesn't take you very long to get to the clay pit. And the clay that's there is very exotic. It's
from Pier 1.
It's incredibly hard to work with and shape. It's almost like stiffer than clay that you've encountered before. But as you mold it, it becomes stiffer and harder and harder and harder to work with. But it also is holding a shape incredibly well. And even when you put all of your might into it, it stops moving.
What shape has it taken?
Whatever shape you were kind of like playing with it. Yeah, maybe you were making a little cup or something. And
Maybe a crown.
you're finding that it's just incredibly stiff, but also incredibly strong.
Well, this might be useful sometime in the future.
Yeah.
I will take, well, I don't know,
200 pounds.
I'm going to take 5 pounds.
I can like throw a bunch of it in my bag.
Yes, let's strip.
Right now, all
let's
I
strip this
have.
island's resources dry.
Yeah.
I will take
The Navi won't mind.
25 pounds of stiff clay.
Okay. I've always seen this clay and had quite a bit of fun in it. When I would want to pull a prank on any of my sailors that got just a little too drunk the night before, we would dig them a small hole, set them in the clay, and then watch as they have to abandon the shoes.
This was
that why-
almost like the slime that we were walking in the cave we were in. We were lost.
Is that why there's so
Don't
many
remind me of
shoes
that.
in here?
Well, we're not the only ones who enjoy that little game. But yes, we are some of the contributors.
I'm going to spend 10 minutes and ritual cast detect magic to see if any of the shoes stuck in the clay are magic.
Okay, sure.
You're gonna find another worthless
There.
pair of magic
That's
shoes.
my goal.
To find magic shoes.
Yeah. If there's a bunch of shoes stuck in this clay,
If we get enough pairs, we can be in the magic shoe gang.
yeah. Too bad those galoshes weren't enchanted to be wet all the time.
Oh my god, we'd be MSG.
Um,
Time passes.
you do find that there's a little magic emanating from this mud.
From the mud, but not from any.
From the mud itself?
It,
Or like something in the mud?
you can't quite tell if it's something in the mud or in the mud. It's down below.
Is it low? But it's like, it's not like permeating the whole
It's not
area.
permeating the whole area, no.
Do you have a shovel?
I have crowbar.
I also have a crowbar.
I go over to the part where
I point out.
and I don't know, stab my crowbar into it. See if I can.
See if
Feel
we can
something?
dig away. I'll try using my hand axe to cut through the clay down to the glow.
I crowbar as well.
Okay. So
We should invest in a shovel.
you're kind of you're swinging into this. It's,
That's like kind of like pushing it in to see if I can find
So yeah, you're like probing.
probing it. Yes, I'm probing the mud.
with your rapier,
No,
or like
crowbar.
well, with your
Rapier would make a lot more sense.
I wasn't sure what you're doing it with. Okay.
My rapier's now nice and shiny. It's not dirty anymore. I don't want to get mud all over it.
Clay.
Nice doesn't know the difference.
Oh.
I'll poke around with my staff. Well,
I'm digging with my crowbar.
You're not moving a lot of clay out. You're feeling a lot of things in there. It feels like there might be a lot of pairs of shoes.
okay, here's what I'm gonna do. I still have detect magic for like an hour, I think, or 10 minutes.
Uh-huh.
I'm going to wild shape into a mole.
Okay.
Or, no, something a little bigger. A badger. Something with a dig speed.
Does a badger have a dig speed?
I believe so. Let me open up the stats for badger to make sure I'm doing this right. A badger has a 5-foot burrow speed, so I can burrow 5 feet around as a standard action.
That is a crazy speed.
It's a badger. It's not a boulette. Like a
In
boulette.
6 seconds, you can dig 5 feet.
Technically, if you take your standard action and your movement action, it's 10 feet per round.
You can dig, twice the length of like a human, basically, in 6 seconds. I want everyone who's ever like dug anything out to just put that into perspective.
Just wish they were a badger.
Wish they were a badger. Okay, you are now a badger.
I burrow down, looking for magic items,
Okay.
following the glow.
You get to a pair of shoes.
And they're glowing.
Yes,
Do I see anything else glowing while I'm in here? Just these.
it's just these.
I'll pull them out with my mouth.
Okay. The clay tastes
Clay.
sort of funny.
Earthy.
It's,
A little gamey.
I mean, not as much as maybe you'd think with all the shoes and the leather down there, but it's got this sort of sweet taste to it. It's odd.
Since that's detect magic, what kind of magic is on these shoes? What school?
This one, I'm gonna pull it
I'm
up. Hang on.
hoping it's necromancy.
Necromancy boots.
I really hope that.
It makes your footsteps sound like a jangly skeleton.
Don't tempt me.
Like tap dancing skeleton shoes.
Turns you into a baby man. Without having to use
Yeah,
the
they're just
stuff.
shoes that make your footsteps sound twice as loud.
We're
You would just like
Oh my
sneak them
God.
onto Olsef's shoes when he's like sleeping. Just right over his other shoes.
Right on top.
Right on
They're
top of
magic.
my-
They would fit your
my
stealth
sneaky
shoes.
boots.
They are conjuration.
Conjuration shoes.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if they let me teleport out into the ocean. I will pull them up in my mouth.
Okay, you got them up in your mouth.
All right. Well, I'll drop my badger shapes when I exit the mud.
All right, you are now Soria holding a boot in your mouth.
Pair of boots.
A pair of boots in your mouth.
How they-
Nice boots.
Yeah, they're boots. Free boots.
Hey, free boot.
Free boots.
Did you want any shoes while I was down there? Sorry, I didn't ask.
I've got shoes.
All right.
I'm good.
So they're like boots, not shoes.
Yeah, they are boots. They have like 8 straps.
Oh, they're strappy boots.
They're strappy boots.
Okay. They're like goth boots.
Yes.
Nice strapping young boots.
Well, they're conjuration. I'll identify them later.
It's not like we have time on a boat.
These are boots of capitalism. You can pull yourself up by the many bootstraps.
Are you joking?
Yeah, I am definitely joking about this one.
Yes.
That
that-
was-
What
hands
would
gone.
That
boots
was
of
worth talking.
capitalism in the conjuration school even do?
After you put them on, they would rapidly teleport parts of themselves away, so you have to buy a new pair.
I feel like it adjusts and keeps inflating its value for no reason. We call them boots of NFT.
Well, I'm gonna try and quickly identify what they can do.
Okay.
I assume that's not anything complicated since they're presumably joke boots. Arcana?
Yeah, make an Arcana check.
Okay, then.
I'm not inspiring that.
16.
These are boots that make a fart noise anytime you step.
Real every time? Can you enable or disable?
Yeah.
By tapping the heels together.
Yeah.
They're whoopee cushion boots.
Yep.
Boots of whoopee cushion.
Boots of farting.
Yeah.
I think it's the whoopee boots of cushion.
And they don't just
that
make
is
the
how it
noise.
Like
They make
actually-
an actual little fart.
So it
Does it
smells.
smell?
Yeah.
I am putting these on.
It's conjuration.
All right. I'm gonna slip
I
those.
get glorified clown shoes. He gets fart boots.
I'm definitely
And you
slipping.
think that's better?
I'm putting these on.
Nines would absolutely have more fun with farting boots.
Well, you don't have them. Do you? You should have turned into a badger if you wanted them so bad. All right, I'm gonna put them on. Are they active or non?
You have to turn them on.
Do you have to go like fart on, fart
Is
off?
it like a toggle thing, or is it like 10 minutes a day?
Is it like those like pump shoes where you have to like pump the top and it loads it with farts?
Does it have limited use? Does it have limited uses?
No.
Okay.
You can run out of fart pump. No.
I mean, you have to
That is
read.
not how they worked originally in my head as I am making this up right
But you
now.
have to just repump them.
But I love the pump idea so very much that you have to give them a little pump. There's a little like valve kind of squeeze bottle thing up at the top, and you just and you pump it up, and then you can tell it to release the gas, and it makes little fart noises.
Pump it up and let it rip.
For as long as there's pressure in their little magical, so they're quasi-magical, quasi-mechanical. Nines is legit put out that he's got clown shoes.
Do you want to trade?
And Soria's got fart boots.
Well, sketch.
Do you want to trade for these boots?
It was a catch though.
I want your loot.
No. You should have bought your own loot when you bought me loot.
The worst part is that now that I've given you fart boots, in 20 episodes, you'll be meeting some important dignitary that you have to spy on, and you'll figure out a plan that involves embarrassing them with farts.
So these are like farting goth boots.
Yeah,
Nice.
yeah. That's what they are. Congratulations.
You or Bob?
Yes.
Have we been able to find a coconut yet?
Oh. Oh, that is awful.
Okay, question is, can you like change the smell rating on these?
I feel.
Sure. Yeah, why not?
Oh, yeah.
No, it's just magic. You just think.
Okay.
You think of how bad you want that fart to smell. So, furthering the lore on the fart boots.
I look for a maker's mark.
Do we
There's not a maker's mark.
Okay.
do we get a 6-year-old to follow us every time we say the word fart?
Yes. That's under 7, so yeah.
These boots are for. Actually, I think these boots are for both of our target demographics.
For very different reasons.
Yes. I think universal humor really is fart humor. I don't know many people in my life that won't laugh at a really funny fart. Like when Biden was caught farting in front of Princess Camilla, I thought that was one of the funniest things ever. Like, you fart in front of the British royals? Perfect. And, like, the American president does it, too. That's just wonderful. So, the smell of the farts is dictated by the range of farts that the wearer has smelled in their life. So, the more stank the fart, the more stank of fart you can produce.
You finally replaced your box of smells.
Finally, with a much more useful item.
Much more useful item.
Everyone gets a pair of stupid magical boots.
Except also so far.
I have.
He has useful magical
Yeah,
boots.
actually useful boots.
Wow, what a loser.
I'm going to just pace around the captain. So, when do we find the coconuts and other animals?
Do you obnoxiously like lean down and just pump it?
Can you please stop that?
No.
Those were Billy's boots. We buried him here for a reason.
Wait, which Billy?
I don't remember at this point, but
Bird off.
It's gonna be a
Okay, that'll-
long boat ride back with the Billies.
so there's some coconuts. Look up at the trees. And he points up at some fairly tall trees, but hardly the tallest around you. And they're out around the water's edges, down by some sandier bits of this freshwater spring that you're at. You see those kind of spherical brown objects up in the trees?
The lemons, yeah.
Those aren't lemons.
Bananas.
Those are coconuts.
Coconuts are brown lemons?
Also, do
Yes, let's just go with that logic.
you want to climb up and get some?
I will shake the tree and see if some will fall.
Why don't you make an athletics check? Let's see how you do here.
I gave you guidance. Wow, my guidance
11.
was 4 times better than what you rolled.
11.
You rolled a 1?
Yes.
Wow.
Why not?
Apparently, Ulseth is feeling incredibly apathetic about
I'll
this.
do it. Guidance.
I
You
was
just sort of,
gonna,
like,
I was just gonna
gently-
climb up the tree and just
But you
pat it
can't.
down.
But how will you get down again?
And climb down
I can't. As a tabaxi, you can do that.
if we feel like it.
There's never been a cat stuck in a tree. It's just a cat that doesn't feel like coming down yet.
I'm gonna show also how it's done and shake the tree.
Okay.
13.
You are able to give it, a fairly decent shake.
But
I mean,
nothing.
Ulseth was, considering his, pure strength, was giving it a pretty good shake anyway.
Yeah, I got 2 higher than he did, and
Yeah.
he rolled a 1.
Yeah. Neither of you are able to
9s.
affect the tree
Yes.
that much.
Get a coconut.
I climb up the tree.
Okay. Make an athletics check. You have to pull yourself up using some strength here.
Yay. Wow, we suck at this.
Yeah, we really do.
I got a 9, which is the best number.
Also,
Best number.
throw a rock at the coconut.
I will throw a rock at the
9s is halfway up the tree.
Throw a rock at 9.
No, I will throw.
Don't
I
throw
will,
rocket 9s.
I will attempt to shake the tree again.
You don't want to just
Yes. Go right ahead.
Give me guidance.
guidance. You guys are so guidance demanding.
23. I did a 23 shaking thing on the tree.
Okay. You managed to give it a very vigorous shake. 9s, make a strength saving throw.
Oh, wow. 18.
Yeah.
You are shaken off of the tree and fall about 8 feet down, but you're fine. It's on this sandy
Does
surface.
he land on his feet?
He's a tabaxi. Stuck the landing.
The 10. Correct. Best number. Perfect.
Perfect. Yes.
I think you mean 9 out of 9.
No.
Oh. You managed to get some coconuts down. About 5 or 6 coconuts that fall out of the tree.
All right, I'll go take a bite.
Make a. You know what? There's no.
I was about to say, this is one of the few things that after failing, we finally succeeded at something. Something stupid where, we would take a half hour, basically, of failure after failure after failure. And then
I feel like
You take 2 damage.
I feel like in reality, with my wisdom and knowledge of nature, I would recognize that you can't just bite into it, but
Why not? You could just bite into an apple. And that also came from the top of a tree.
2 damage.
If you really are, if Soria really goes over
She
that,
wouldn't actually
it's like-
bite into something that's clearly
does the Wile E. Coyote and then all the teeth
all the
shatter?
teeth shatter, yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, how do you eat this?
With your mouth.
Captain, how do you eat this?
You break it open.
I pull out Old Thumper
I back.
Right?
and I just swing down on the. I just put one at my feet and I swing down at it.
Okay. Go ahead. Roll it for attack.
I got a 4. I think you just hit it right into the captain.
You
Buried in the sand.
you hit it. I mean, it's not moving, so its AC's pretty low.
But it goes flying off to the side.
You hit it, and it just goes into the sand. You're standing on sand.
I'm gonna try and hack it open gently with my hand axe.
Okay.
Just 3 adventures trying to eat a
Do I
coconut.
have to roll for this, or if I just take my time?
You take a couple of whacks at it, and it's now mostly buried in the sand.
With a hatchet?
You're still working on a sand surface.
I take my coconut and go to a rock. What you want to hear,
I
DM?
impale it on a stick.
Well, you guys just said I put it on the ground and whack it. Like, okay, sure.
Smash against a rock. Just,
I'm just doing what you guys are saying you're
I find
doing.
the pointiest rock in all of the island.
Sure. Yeah.
What do you want me to roll a perception check on that one?
No, it's fine.
I can do it.
let's see if you can find a pointy rock somewhere within a 2-day hike.
15 on that perception. Do I find a pointy rock?
Yeah, you find a pointy rock. You find the pointiest rock that's ever pointed.
Take coconut. Smash in that corner.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you roll. You're taking your time on
over
this.
another 10 minutes.
Sure, yeah. On second thought, I'll make you roll since you guys are literally asking for it.
While he's
Is that
doing
a
this, I'm
strength
looking
modifier?
for animals.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's a 7 with a strength modifier.
Ooh, yes. It's now stuck on the pointy rock.
Oh, that's good.
mean-
Now it's stable.
Good. Now that it's stable, I can hit it with my,
Here, use
with
this
my
axe.
club. My club.
Wait. Hold on. I will take out a Lashalar. Take out my offhand and attempt to cleave the impaled
Can
coconut.
you? Are you gonna offer it the chance to surrender first?
No. It is merely a coconut.
Excellent.
What do I use? Is this an attack roll? Strength check?
Yes, making an attack roll with your Alashalar.
I go into the Loke stance.
Okay.
Before he swings, I cast Minor Illusion, and the coconut says he'll grant 3 wishes if he spares life.
Oh, God.
That's very distracting.
Please, spare my life and I'll grant you 3 wishes. Fry your magical coconut.
9. The best number.
It's still a coconut. A stationary. You're basically playing T-ball right now, so it doesn't take much. You connect, and now it is on the end of a Lashalar.
Full stuff, we could have gotten 3 wishes. Now we get nothing except coconut.
I have a coconut stuck on my offhand. I
like this.
I find a flat rock.
The flattest rock on the island.
Okay.
You better roll a perception on that one.
I have to find a flat rock. 19.
You find a
and I smash the Lashalar coconut combo down onto it. This time getting a 12. My coconut attack.
Please smash the coconut stuck on the end of your sword into the flat rock you found.
Yeah.
And it is now broken open.
Ah!
Is this the start of an infomercial? Before, this was the only way to open coconuts.
Just
Smashing her up
Dude, it's just Ulseth smashing his sword into the ground once, twice, coconut breaks, but then like 18 more times and looking just stupid and frustrated while he does it. Now you can smash your own coconuts with Coconut Smasher. And it's just a hammer. That's all it is.
Is there an old lady with a cigarette in her mouth being like, "What you doing there?"
I had a hammer. If I had a hammer, and I have a hammer.
You could probably also have used like the climbing gear Python things.
Anyway, I have
Go to a
I
higher
have
place
broken
and
this
drop the
coconut in half.
coconuts on the rock.
And I hand you the two halves of the coconut.
Thank you. How evenly broken is the coconut?
Fairly evenly.
Okay.
After all that,
There's still a little coconut milk on the inside.
Which part's the poisonous part, Captain?
None of it.
Okay, take a bite.
Avoid the outer shell.
I know. Why don't we all try some?
We are to eat only the white parts.
Well, the brown part is incredibly hard. I don't think you'd want to eat much of that.
You want to eat some of the
I'll
coconut?
scrape
You
them
eat
off.
some coconut meat, and it's tasty.
I'll drink them out too.
Slightly sweet.
And
I
now,
will take other. I throw it on the ground.
It's on the ground now.
Give me a fresh coconut, Tulsa.
The
The process
I'm going
begins.
to do how you actually open a coconut. And I'm gonna take some driftwood, a pointy piece of driftwood, sharpen it up with my hatchet, and then use it to rip the husk off, like that. And then once I have the core, I'm gonna take one of I'll use my hatchet and just carefully knock a line around the edge to weaken on the edge and make a nice clean cut for nines to make music with. And then give it a good whack.
just let this
I
happen.
like that you, Nicole, know this.
And I have 20 wisdom and knowledge in nature, so I was able to piece it together after watching them flail around on the beach.
And
for a while.
Soria's just sitting over there, math numbers flying in front of her face. looking
Not just coconuts
disturbingly.
floating around.
Yeah, just with little like angles.
No, just coconuts.
Just all
circles.
just coconuts, just flying around. That's the image.
Yeah.
Okay, you do that.
All right, here you go. Nines.
It's a little subdued of an effect because the meat is still in the coconut and everything.
You have to eat the white part.
They do everything around here.
Somehow, just
Use a knife or something to cut it out. You have a dagger, right?
Nines is such a helpless character. He's walking around.
Use your claws.
Because the tabaxi have like a little bit of a snout on them,
Yeah.
and you're just like whole snout just stuck inside the coconut now.
Yeah, that's how. Well, once I can't get it, I will
The
use my
captain
knife.
is just like, I'm glad you all enjoy coconuts so much.
The
Probably
coconuts have been
I'll put
a
it-
challenge and great fun.
I'll just throw the couple extra ones in my bag for now.
Okay.
He's probably wondering how we had enough money to pay for this trip.
Yes, he is.
How did we?
I remember that once we had a great deal of money,
Yeah.
and then right under their nose, in front in their very building, It was stolen in the company of Blade's house.
Yeah.
Not responsible for lost or stolen items.
There was a small
There was no
fine.
disclaimer.
It was very small. And behind the counter.
You should have stolen.
And under her desk.
In a box.
I wonder if they are making any progress in retrieving our goods.
I don't know. We'll have to head back to
Yeah, maybe we should.
Nordfeld.
The next time we are in Nordfeld, we
Just turn
must find
around
out.
right now.
Just message Dole, tell him to teleport over there and harass them for you. Tell him your boyfriend's gonna come and yell at them.
I'm going to look for animals.
Okay. Back to that one
Yeah.
that you said you were doing a while ago.
Yeah.
Make a perception check.
With my spyglass
Yeah.
and guidance. Well, that was horrible advantage. 14.
Yeah. There's animals up there.
Definitely some animals.
Why don't you roll a d6?
D6.
Yeah.
3.
You see these sort of gangly looking animals. Very small torso, but kind of a humanoid shape. They have arms and legs
Wow, that's
and
very humanoid.
a long tail. They seem to
Ooh,
just
that
kind of
is not
stand
humanoid.
upright.
Well, it is.
And they're
You have a tail. You are human.
they're gripping onto tree branches and things and jumping around.
Is that a monkey?
You have seen a monkey.
I wonder if there's stats for monkeys. All right, well, I'll write it down on my list. What's the CR on a monkey, do you think?
I don't know.
Are these like spider monkeys or like little like macaques or like whatever the little tiny ones are?
Lemurs.
The
Lemurs are like that big. Lemurs are like this big.
they're like this is sort of like a
Not seen a lemur.
about the same size as like a Reese's macaque. So yeah, a little. They're about the size of like an adult forearm.
Okay. So I guess CR 1/8 maybe.
Yeah, probably about a 1/8 at best. They
Awesome.
can't be very high.
Captain, are we at ruins yet?
Oh, what? No, we're on the beach.
No,
What the
no,
ruins?
we were at the clay pit.
Yeah, and then we came down to the beach to hang out with the coconuts.
So we have not really gone anywhere yet.
Oh no, we've just been wandering back and forth in a zigzag pattern. I've been keeping track so we don't get lost.
Are you drawing a map?
Is there anything else that you'd like to see on this wonderful island?
Well, I was promised slow claw guys.
Oh, you want to try to find one of them?
Yeah.
All right.
And I understand there are ruins. We are very good at exploring ruins.
Well, yes, I have seen that on display. You're the only ones, at least I've ever heard of, that managed to get the absolute end of Ira's tomb. Or at least what I can assume is the end of Ira's tomb. I suppose there could be more. Although his skeleton was there, as well as quite a few of his personal effects, I can
Unless
only
it,
assume it's the end.
what if it was someone else's skeleton? How do you know it was his?
It literally talked to us.
It did.
But it could have been.
It said, hi, I am Ira. This was my tomb.
And I'm a skeleton.
Thank you for listening to.
It was magic. Anyway, we wish to find a slow claw animal and the ruins.
Oh, is there anything poisonous on the island I could turn into?
All I can think of in my head right now, after you said thank you for listening to, is just hello, listeners. It's my name is Ira, and thank you for raiding this tomb.
Hope you had a great time.
I've had a good time. Today's tomb raiding was brought to you in 10 parts. That's all I can hear right now.
I can't believe it was sponsored by Blue Apron too.
So you wanted to go find a sloth, and you wanted to go look for the ruins,
And for something poisonous to turn into.
and for something poisonous to turn.
And
into.
I'd keep an eye out for birds on the way too. There's a lot of animals here. I want to see.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I'm not sure about anything poisonous, but keep your eyes open, and maybe you'll find something. You might not know if it's poisonous at the time that you see these creatures.
That's true. Those monkeys might have been poisonous.
I do not know.
Poisonous
right.
spider monkeys.
Why
Many
don't
spiders are poisonous.
you make a perception check?
With my spyglass.
Yes.
21.
Okay. With a little attention, you're able to spot an animal you haven't seen before. Sort of lower to the ground than the birds and monkeys. This is a little ways down in the trees. Roll a d6.
6.
Okay. You see this leathery winged creature, all black, and it appears to be sleeping when you see it.
How big is it?
This is, you think, about a foot long, give or take an inch or two. It's probably 25, 30 feet up in the trees right now, so it's a little hard to gauge exactly.
Captain?
Yes.
What's that?
That would appear to be a fruit bat. Fairly large one.
Do you have vegetable bat?
Not here.
Alright. Well, I've clocked a bat now.
Yeah. You continue on further into the island, away from the freshwater spring. You pass a beautiful waterfall that you'd guess is probably 70 feet or so from top to bottom. You're near the top now. You hadn't quite realized how much you were ascending, but you've been steadily climbing for a bit. You look down at the shoreline now, beneath you by quite a ways, and you're about half a mile, maybe 3/4 of a mile inland. The ship looks fairly small on the horizon at this point. You go further into the island yet.
Okay, nice.
Hang on. Gotta pump it up.
I activate my magic shoes and just
Flop around. We'll get you some shoes.
I am not jealous of these shoes.
It's okay. You can admit you're jealous of them.
if we time it right, it'll seem like my giant shoes are farting.
Oh yeah. Why don't we try it? What happens if I just go like grind my foot in place? Is it one long part?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Just one big long raspberry.
Alright. Good. Just wanted to check. Are there any other fruit or any other foods around here that we're seeing?
Make a perception check. To see what you can see.
Can I use a spyglass for that?
Yeah, I especially like the idea of Surya just wandering around the jungle like this. Just
If it's
holding
giving me a
spyglass.
mechanical advantage, then I'll look
Yeah.
as silly as possible.
Yeah, do it. Absolutely, 100%.
23.
You, although you have seen them before, you now see where bananas really grow from. You spot them high up in the trees.
It's a continental breakfast out here.
And
If
there's
it
a
grows
big
on
bunch
trees,
of
why is it so
bananas.
hard to get?
No. No.
Well, the last time I had bananas in my bag, it did not turn out well.
These two seem to be fresher than the ones that were at the buffet.
Yeah, that's very true. If you want to climb up and get me some?
No.
Okay.
Climb up.
All right. All right then.
Good.
Nothing bad ever happens with 9 climbs. I rolled a 3.
But you also got a 3 on guide.
Yes, I got a 3 on guidance.
What's your, is it athletic?
Yes, so I got a mighty 8.
You are now about 2/3 of the way up the tree.
You're getting really good at climbing, Nine.
This is awful.
Well, you are going up. You just do not seem to
Yeah.
be able to come back down.
He can come back down really quickly whenever he wants.
Ah,
Going
Yeah,
the
you
rest
just
of
have
the
to let go.
Maybe you should stand at the bottom of the tree also.
That was correct. That's a 7.
I can't give you guidance
Yeah.
up there. Maybe you should stand at the bottom of the
You know,
I will stand at
it's
the
a little
bottom.
precarious, but you're up at the top of the tree now.
Don't slip on a banana peel.
How tall is the tree?
20 feet.
Okay, I try to throw up a rope.
I would just like toss it off and swallow it and throw it out.
Hold up! Catch this bananas!
I'll just hold
Ow.
my bag of holding open underneath.
I have caught some bananas.
I'll just like swipe at it with my rapier.
Definitely. Oh, that's a lot of bananas.
Yeah, it is a lot of bananas. You managed to cut the bananas down.
I caught them.
We'll see.
Does the whole tree go with the shifting weight?
Not incredibly dramatically, but yes. So make an athletics check, Ulseth. Let's see if you caught them.
Do I get guidance?
Sure.
Yeah, you want me to catch the bananas, right?
Yeah, we don't need a banana split.
Athletic? 28.
Wow.
28 banana catching.
Yeah, you get yourself right underneath. You catch it. It's a, a little.
See,
Yeah, it's a bit much, but you caught it.
there are many bananas here.
Well done.
Great.
Put it in the bag!
Yeah, just shove it all in the bag.
Oh, Seth, you did a great job catching bananas! Stop catch me!
I will attempt to catch you if you cannot climb down.
I fall down.
Guidance.
You fall down.
You just
You
like-
did such a great job catching the bananas.
Oh, wow.
Nat 20 plus 7.
So as the tree goes, yeah, that makes up your decision for you,
You just fall limply.
and you're like,
This is fine!
I'm making a choice to fall, as you're flung off of it, and Ulseth catches you, perfectly.
It's like Lynn Swan.
Yeah, just caught, and now you're there.
They went to ruins, Olsef!
You're now carrying a cat.
I will continue to carry 9s because it will just be better for all of us.
All right, you are princess carrying 9s around. You are fireman carrying 9s.
Yes.
I'm gonna look for
one.
animal around
Go ahead and make a
banana
perception check.
with my spyglass and guidance. I rolled a 1 and a 2, but my guidance gave me 1, so that's a total of 10.
Roll a d4.
4.
That. Hang on. I'm waiting for the page to load. It's going slow. That one brings up a very interesting looking bird. It's quite large.
Is it in
It
charge?
is
Is it a terror
an
bird?
is a toucan.
I feel like we should be interjecting
cool.
photos into our stream. So we can be like, all right, under 7 audience, what's this animal?
All right, over
It's
70.
since we're recording it in advance, you could do that. You could put it down in the combat window or something. Just flash a picture of the animals.
If
that
I
we
get
see.
enough time to edit that in, sure.
So actually a toucan now.
Yes.
Is that better than a one can?
I don't know. I've never had either.
It's not quite as good as the 3-can, though. Unfortunately.
But can it do the can?
I think it can. Continuing on, I take it?
Sure. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Yuhura Bob,
Yes.
how far are we from the ruins?
Oh, probably a couple miles still.
Pretty far.
Nature hike then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's why we're looking for animals and food as we go. Anyone want a banana?
I will have a banana.
Yes.
All right. I give you a banana. I give you one of the really old.
You threw those away.
No. There you go. It's a regular banana.
Ah, these are really quite good bananas.
Are they?
Yeah,
Where's
they're
the
very
gold
fresh.
sticker?
What?
You
Where's
continue
the
on.
gold sticker?
Doll.
I'm just convinced that they just grow in the wild that way.
Doll. Hey, doll.
Yes.
I got some bananas and I don't see your sticker on them.
I'm very confused. What? Ooh.
You know a Chiquita sticker?
No.
How you doing?
I am doing fine.
Am I
How
calling
are
you
you?
in the middle of the night again?
Not quite that late, but it's late evening.
I'm on a tropical island with unknown ruins in them.
Sounds fascinating.
Have you ever been here? I don't know. He's traveled a lot.
Yeah, you never know.
I
That question
We need to take a break now.
It was so dumb. I can't even deal with it. Okay. Okay. I'm not sure. Possibly.
told it has bananas on it.
It has bananas
And
and
coconuts,
coconut and toucan.
but no 3 cans.
That could describe many islands.
If I have questions about horrible monsters or magic things inside these ruins that we're going to, can I tell you about it?
You can call me anytime you want.
Oh, good, because I do.
That is why I never bothered to put restrictions on that.
Have you had your flavorless paste for dinner yet?
Yes. It was
Filling?
adequate.
Oh, perfect. Yeah. What are you doing? Reading a book?
Are you going to ask what he's wearing?
Awkwardly eating bananas while you're talking on the phone.
We only had 1 banana apiece.
You asked me to check with Doll.
And you did.
What was the question you asked?
What's he up to?
I am currently preparing to bed down for the evening.
Oh, okay. Cool.
What are
walking.
are you doing?
Oh, we're walking to the ruins with a pirate.
You're with a pirate?
Yeah.
I prefer to call a variable merchant.
I don't think you could hear that. I don't think that's how sending stones work. But he says that he's a pirate.
It said it was pirate for pirate.
It was one of those, like, I'm definitely a pirate sort of statements, but without saying that I'm a pirate.
I would prefer that you call me a seaworthy entrepreneur of
Ill repute.
yes.
That is a very long thing to say if we want to refer to you each time. Pirate is much shorter and easier to say.
That was about as long as what you call this island.
The place where I usually stop.
Freshwater.
Yes.
Yes.
And occasionally get the coconuts.
So dull.
And bananas.
Yes.
No, dull.
Wrong voice.
Do you know
Yes.
who you are?
If I was on an island about a week south of Krebstadt, what sort of ancient civilizations would leave ruins here?
None that I am aware of.
Oh. Okay. Well, if you hear about anything, give me a call.
I will do so.
How come you never call me?
I did not know that that was a task what I should perform.
You were surprised by that one.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you feel like it, you know, it's no pressure.
I shall make an attempt to call you.
That's what you call loaded statement.
Alright, well, if I am getting killed by some sort of horrible monster in the ruins, I'll be sure to call you.
Yes, please do that.
Oh, okay. Bye.
Have a good whatever time it is. Where
Tell
you
them to have
are.
pretzel day.
What?
Tell them to have pretzel day.
Nine says have a pretzel day.
I wish the same for him.
Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, you don't want me to say what he said.
Boy, what did he say?
It was a lot.
He is a man of few words.
Yeah, I know, and he had some choice ones.
But we have ruins yet.
No, I'm looking for animals.
You venture deeper into the jungle. The pathway is getting smaller and smaller. Now you must walk single file. Make
Captain
a.
goes first.
Who goes first?
Bob goes first.
All right,
He knows where he's going. We don't.
he does. Makes sense. Make another perception check.
I'm still walking around with a spyglass for some reason.
Don't trip on roots.
What?
Just looking around.
Everything is so close.
29.
Okay. Roll a d6.
5.
There. Okay. You managed to catch just the quickest glimpse of a very muscular, low to the ground, black fur, four-legged creature.
Like a
Looks feline.
puma.
Yes.
Did you get that?
A Daniel tiger.
Well, there could be tigers in here. Tigers live in rainforests.
Yeah. Yeah, Daniel tiger. I'm wondering, do they have stats for? Well, they don't seem to have stats for a leopard, but they do have stats for a tiger.
Do they have fit for like a jaguar?
Panther? Look up Panther.
Like any of those would be.
Maybe a panther.
There's a panther. A panther.
Panther, a Black Panther.
I saw a
That would
black
be what you have.
Yeah.
panther.
No, we can't afford Black Panther.
That's a that's a
That's why the
Disney
glass was
property.
very brief. That's all
Yeah,
we
that
had.
is.
It was just like the trailer. Just that's all we got.
Yeah. more than 6 seconds, and it would have cost us a lot.
Yes. Would have been bad. Would have bankrupt us pretty quick. So you can now turn into a panther. Call it a panther.
That's pretty good, actually. That thing that's pretty powerful, and it has a nice stealth bonus. Nice. Wow. Okay.
Does it get advantage at night?
No,
Yeah.
Okay.
but no, that's a good animal.
We continue our nature walk.
Delving deeper and deeper into the jungle.
I'm surprised Olsef hasn't just picked up sticks to bring with him.
He's carrying you. That's hard to do.
You now
Fair point.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, good point. I could pick up one stick with my other hand and beat you with a stick.
12 feet 9s.
Okay.
you're now quite
I will not
high
do that then.
above
Thank you
the
for
sea
asking.
level. Maybe a couple hundred feet.
Are there good views?
Oh yes. Every once in a while there's a break in the tree line and you can look down out on the coastline, seeing your ship below.
Zoria,
Yeah.
the ship has become very, very small.
Oh,
Do you think when we
I
get
held the
back
spyglass up.
now it is big again. The ship seems to be changing size quite a bit.
Yeah, it's probably the island's probably cursed.
Well, not another
It would
cursed
be.
island.
I would believe that if we were on an island, it must be cursed.
One was cursed with pirate stuff. One was cursed with the voice, and now this one.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
All islands are cursed.
When you
Interrupt the DM.
get even higher up still, you cross several streams, crystal clear and flowing gently, bubbling over rocks. The trees are a bit shorter now, a bit clearer. More sun is reaching you. Where it had been mostly shade before, quite a bit brighter. And the captain is now having to slice through some of the underbrush, cut his way through this tangle of jungle. And after not too much further, you manage to come across your first glimpse of the ruins.
I look for animals.
What?
I look for animals.
Go ahead. Roll another perception.
I want to fill out my wild shape book. 19.
19. Okay. Roll a d4.
4.
Roll it again since you've already seen that one.
1. I hope it's a bird of paradise.
You see the largest bird that you've yet seen. It's flying maybe 15 feet above you, not very far, as it swoops through some of the lower trees here, and it then sails out over this cliff and then comes back and lands beneath on the cliffside. And you look down, tracking this bird. It's bright green. It's
not Ho-Oh.
its curved beak. It's black, stretches down. Long, kind of vicious looking, with this white splotching around its beak. And you notice some yellow plumage underneath. And it sits with its mate in a nest. You've seen a green macaw.
Oh, it's a macaw. Cute.
We can sell you to a really rich couple with that.
And they won't know how to take care of me or realize that I live forever.
It is crazy how long a macaw lives. Because they live essentially a human lifespan.
Yeah.
Even in the wild, I think their lifespan is like 50 years or something like that.
Yeah.
And in captivity, they can live, I think, 70 or 80. It's absolutely insane how long they can live. So you have now seen a green macaw.
Perfect.
And because you have seen some color variation between these, I'm just going to say a blanket,
Macaw.
a macaw. You can imagine other colors and things like that.
All right, cool.
Just to be clear about the rules there. Speaking of rules, in our last episode, you had asked if an item could protect you from true seeing.
Yes, my ring of mind shielding.
I did go and look that up, and it says creature type. And creature type is a specific thing,
Yeah.
meaning humanoid or undead
Or
or
monstrosity.
monstrosity, you know, those sorts of things,
So-
which is different than changeling.
Yeah. That makes
So-
sense.
It would not help you in that case. Wanted to bring that back full circle since it was a discussion last week. The ruins that you see. There's not much right now. There's some very low ruined structures. And sorry, and well, Seth, you both have seen various ruins in the places you grew up. You're sort of familiar with looking upon these sorts of things. You can see the outlines of some buildings, and they're fairly far apart. Nothing is much closer than 40 feet from one structure to another that you can see. And the material is the most remarkable part here. The material they're constructed of seems almost crystalline. It's something that you've never seen anything quite like it. It's opaque, white in color, little tinges of green and blue mixed throughout, and almost everything seems to have been constructed of this in various shapes. Whoever had been working with this material was clearly very talented, as you can tell that it's all sorts of different things, all made of the same crystalline structures, from very narrow sort of pillars, only a few inches wide, like you might find on a staircase railing. And they have tight, wound ornamentations spiraling up. Each one is exquisitely smooth. So much so it's a very pleasant sensation to touch them. It's almost intoxicating how interesting it feels to run your hand across the surface. You've never seen anything or felt anything quite like this.
Can I see a piece of this spirally sort of thing, maybe like that long? It's in really good condition.
Yeah. Although interesting here, although the structures have fallen over, most of this, and there are pieces that have like foliage growing over it, but nothing seems damaged or chipped or worn away. It doesn't. You guys have been to ruins before, and you've seen how moisture tears away at rock and stone. Nothing like that has happened here. Everything, although not standing, is in good order.
Well,
Rock and stone, you say?
Yes, rock and stone.
To the bone.
I pick up a piece that's about 3 foot long, that's in beautiful shape and has the most interesting spirally carvings and things on it,
Okay.
and keep it.
Yeah, do you want me to put it in my bag of holding?
No, I'll hold on to it for now.
It's a big rock. Okay. You're holding 9s too.
Yeah.
All right.
Right now, Ulseth is like got the world's largest baby. It's like one handing, like, oh, this is interesting, and like kind of wedging it between some things on his back. Like, all right, there we go.
I'm gonna pick up a few samples as well. Dole might be interested in that.
Sure. Okay.
Nice is just gonna stretch.
Should I waste my detect magic on this stuff? Just to see.
You can use that in an instant if you want. Why don't we just take 10 minutes and I'll ritual cast again?
Okay.
So I'm going to sit down, begin preparing all my various druidic components to ritual cast detect magic again.
Okay.
While she's doing that, I'm going to look for animals for her.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Guidance.
I mean, you know, the banana.
Go ahead and roll perception.
15.
All right. Roll a d6.
Ooh.
You find along the forest, jungle floor, excuse me, not the forest floor. You find along the jungle floor this very odd-looking hairless creature, and it's sort of this gray-brown skin. Seems to have hooves. Stands just a couple feet tall, and it has this weird nose that kind of comes to a point here.
Papers off.
Tapers off. Yes, it is a
That was a
tapir.
good joke.
Yeah, it was. It is a tapir. You find a tapir.
I'm ritual casting. Can you bring it over?
Do you have to put me down to pick up this tape?
No, I pick up the taper with my other arm and carry it over to Zoria and show it to her.
Oh, that's really cool. It's like a little
I mean-
elephant.
You're approaching a wild animal to pick it up.
Yeah,
Okay.
I talk to it.
Make it. What do you say to it?
I say,
Respectfully.
I very respectfully say, "Hello, creature. I do not know what you are,
It looks up a little startled.
but I am not here to harm you. But my friend, who is just over here, would like to meet you. She is very busy right now, so if you do not mind, you could either just walk with me over to her, or I could carry you."
You're supposed to offer a bribe.
Make a persuasion check.
Give it a banana.
3.
It doesn't run away, but it doesn't come towards you. It's a little standoffish.
Oh, fine. I'll turn my
Oh,
head.
wait. I just discovered when I am using speech of beast and leaf, I have an advantage in my charisma checks.
Really?
Yes.
Well,
Whoa. Furbolgs are
And so
broken.
in this turn, on my advantage throw, I got a 17.
okay.
Furbolgs are amazing.
I knew that was there. That's why I underlined it.
That's really good.
Good to know.
We should have you talk to animals all the time.
But I do not know what they say.
Nine's when
And
you
I
can be the
absolutely tell-
interpreter.
And I absolutely tell the truth every time an animal talks to me.
I tell the truth every time Dole talks to me.
The tapir looks around, looks at you, looks at the tabaxi you're holding, looks kind of behind you at Soria, the
I have
captain
to do verbal
who's
and somatic components.
Yeah.
So.
the captain who's just the captain is actually kind of leaning against a tree, having a little drink from his flask. This is a relaxing day for him.
You are unknown
And the
creature.
tapir,
None of these people, none of these entities will harm you, but this one would wish to meet you.
if a tapir could shrug, it does, and sort of meanders on over. And gives you sort of this, like, I have no idea how I can understand you look, but okay. It's a weird day for this tapir.
Oh, I
Well,
love
that was it tasty.
I don't know what noise a tapir makes, but
I think it's a grunting, kind of piggy, pig-like.
there, we'll go with that.
So I'm gonna guess that's
It's sort of watching your hands a little.
because I'm spellcasting.
Yeah.
What?
This is a very intricate spell.
Very good. So you've now seen a tapir.
I have to do a switch up.
You
minute.
finish casting your detect magic spell.
Give me 10 minutes.
We do everything in real time here.
Okay.
You detect no magic.
The rocks aren't magic.
Neither is friendship.
Have
But you now
touched
have a
one yet?
taper. Dad, or also, don't know.
Have you touched one?
Yeah, I said I grabbed some samples.
Okay. Right, you did.
And I have a piece.
Then when you touched one, you would have had a brief flash of what you can only assume is the past of the civilization.
There's no magic.
No, there isn't. And only Soria has this. Ulseth does not see this. Only Soria experiences the flash. You see this little clearing that you're in now. And in this brief flash of what you can only assume is the past, this building that you're sort of standing in now looks to be maybe a small leatherworking place. There were some houses not too far away. You can see the outlines now. And maybe a storage silo for some sort of grain. It's about all you can make out.
I see people.
You don't see people. You see all the signs of people, but you don't see people.
And this is just like a second, basically.
Yeah, it's a very brief flash.
I want to look at this material.
Mm-hmm.
Does this look like something that could be shaped using an Aurat Maul?
Knowing what you know of an Aurat Maul, you know that almost anything can be shaped under the right circumstances. So, I mean, the answer is yes, but that doesn't really rule anything out.
But we're really far south.
You are much further south than you had ever known any changelings to be.
When you grabbed that rock,
Yes,
did you see anything?
I saw that animal that I sent over to greet you.
That was very nice, thank you.
Yes, did you put it on your list?
Yes, I did. I wrote tape here down. And I'm guessing it's a CR1A.
Probably. If there is a tapir in...
There is not.
I didn't think so.
when I touched the rock, I think I saw something.
Oh,
I think it might have reacted with me.
I did not get any reaction from the piece of rock.
I've touched nothing.
Try touching your crystal.
Touch this rock.
It might be cursed. Anything?
No, I'm just touching rock.
I mean, it feels nice, right?
I guess. I've touched nicer rocks.
I like that no matter what,
You're not
no
impressed.
matter the situation, Nines is inevitably saying, I've done better before this.
I think
Always.
this might be a changeling city.
Changeling City.
What did it turn into?
I think changelings built it.
I thought changelings were away from where you were.
I thought so too. We lived up in the wilds, as far as all the legends said.
Then it may be a good thing to explore this very carefully.
I agree.
Execute.
Who?
Figure.
No. I mean, I am curious what it tastes like, but it's really
Well,
cute.
good question. Olsef, kill it.
I have promised it that no one would do it any harm, so no, I will not kill this.
You have to uphold your vow.
So I will.
Your code keeps making me go hungry.
Have a banana.
I'll join Zoria in carefully examining everything we could possibly find about this place.
I have detect magic up for 10 minutes, so I'm gonna try and use that to keep an eye out for anything magic.
Okay.
Like shoes.
The captain, as he hears you describe, you experienced, you actually saw something of the past.
It was like all the buildings were whole still.
Well, unless someone comes in here and rebuilds them, I'm going to assume that's the past.
Or the future.
Like I said,
Yeah. But probably the past.
probably so. But what did they look like? I'm curious.
I will describe them.
The buildings are all sort of they're domed. It is a very consistent theme. I mean, they have like flat walls and things, but all of the roofs are domed. There's no flat roof. There's no pitched roof. They're all domed, and everything is made of this. They don't have like any sort of thatching or shingling or anything like that. No, there are things are painted. The stones did have some painting on them. It's a language that you don't understand.
It's not. Oh, so I saw there were words.
You did see there were some words in there.
But nothing that I knew. It wasn't like.
You have no idea what it is. You
Okay.
could only take a guess that maybe it's who was living there or what the business was, if it was one.
But I didn't like. My brain didn't melt from seeing it either. So that's a plus.
No, it's not a language that shouldn't exist within this plane of existence.
Yeah,
That is not it.
that's a good thing.
Yeah, that is a good thing.
So Zoria,
Yeah.
you say that you had seen words. Are those things that you wish to put down in your journal so that you may look at them?
Yeah, if I can recall any of them, I'll try and write them down. I only saw them for like a second, but
Yeah. If you want to stop and try to write them down, we'll make a little check. You can always try to write them down,
yeah.
but I will be honest, it will become more difficult to be accurate the longer you go.
Yeah, I'll try.
Okay. Why don't you make an intelligence?
Sorry, do you need inspiration?
Sure, yeah. I always could use some inspiration.
Yes, the most inspiring thing of all. Crap.
Oh, inspiring.
Love that.
Yeah, the stickers really killed the residents.
This is a straight intelligence. This is a straight intelligence check.
Yes.
28.
You do manage to write down one rune. Well, it's not really a rune. One part of this script.
One character.
Yeah, one character. Thank you. That's the word I couldn't come up with. Appreciate that. You managed to write down one character fairly well. At least to the best of your memory. Most everything else you just couldn't see clearly enough, but there was one that was like straight ahead in your vision that you got a pretty good shot of.
Okay. I can't, like, enact the vision again, can I? Like, if I touch another rock?
It doesn't seem to come back other times that you touch this materia.
I think this one means, rats doing this friend.
I don't think so.
No?
You continue on further into the ruins.
I'll look for ruins animals while we walk.
Okay. Make a perception check.
Guidance. And a spyglass.
Spyglass really helped at this point.
Until she says it doesn't. 22.
Okay. The captain reaches over. Sorry.
Don't.
Oh, my eye.
You should know better. It should not surprise me.
I just thought you were more observant with that.
Turn your gaze over there. Look. That's one of the long clawed. And you see this creature, it's hanging down beneath a fairly chunky branch. And does indeed have very long claws. And it's sort of like grabbing onto the branch like this. And it has a big dumb grin on its face.
I go in for a closer look.
I'm going to race.
Are you getting down?
It is a sloth.
A 3-toed sloth, you said?
Mm-hmm. I think the big dumb grin is the best part about a sloth and its characteristics.
Mm-hmm.
It just always looks happy. I wish I had resting sloth face. It would be a great thing. Just always looking kind of bemusedly cheerful. Because this is the other part of the sloth, is that it gives this vibe of it has no idea what's going on.
Is that a hashtag that people use?
Hashtag.
Resting sloth face.
Sloth
Resting
life.
sloth face. Sloth life has got to be one.
Sloth life I know is. Resting sloth face though.
Well, maybe you could, add that to the.
I'm gonna tag this episode with resting sloth face and sloth facts when it goes up.
Sloth.
Sloth facts.
There's 4 posts on Twitter with that hashtag.
Resting sloth face.
Yes.
We're gonna do a 5.
Yeah, I was gonna say you could be the 5th.
We're gonna be the 5th post. It's gonna start trending.
Uh-huh. Who could
Anyway, I go up to
resist?
the sloth.
It's there.
Yeah, speak with animal.
Okay.
Like these as
Yeah,
well.
I mean, it's about maybe 15 feet above you.
Hey, sloth! Or whatever you are! How's it hanging?
This could go on for a long time.
How? Oh. It's nice to talk with another.
I walk away.
Oh, you're gonna just leave it mid-sentence?
Yes, I'm gonna leave him
Person.
hanging.
Good. Huh?
I wave to the sloth and say, "It has been great to see you. I hope that you are as happy as you look.
Not anymore. Now this is taking forever.
It's waving.
I wave back. Just as slowly.
About 10 minutes passes doing this.
Okay. Do we find anything in the...
I'll ritual cast detect magic again while they're doing this.
Yeah, that's a
You
good use of
detect
your
no
time.
magic here.
Well, I just wanted to re-up it.
Sure. The ruins are getting denser. There's more structures, more blocks are scattered around. It seems to be becoming more part of a city. It doesn't seem to be planned out here. The path between buildings, which is indeed the path that you're walking on, it seems to meander. And occasionally you find bits of this sort of material, although it's a different color underneath your feet. This color is a very... It's a very vibrant blue, but it's not very bright. It's sort of as though you're looking through some clouded glass at a beautiful piece of lapis is sort of the effect. So it's this dulled, brilliant blue.
I'm going.
Underneath your feet.
Can I pick up a piece? See if anything happens.
The pieces beneath your feet are hard to move. They're... You could wiggle one free, but they're fairly set. It appears to be some sort of roadway. Like a street or something.
I'll get one little piece out.
Okay. Takes you just a moment or two to pry up the smallest little chunk. It doesn't come easily. It takes you a little bit of coordination to kind of pincer it out of its position. And it's only about an inch in length and width, but it's about 4 inches. Wait. It's a fairly deep piece. And it's not as smooth on top. It's textured. It's rougher. And you can tell it's actually kind of this consistent roughness. As though make it easier to walk or roll about on. Use the cart. These pathways gently twist through buildings and between them. This doesn't seem to have been a very planned part of a city, if it is a city out here. Seems to be more filled in after the fact. How do you describe it, perhaps? And as you get closer to the main structures, the captain telling you, these are all very pretty here, but wait until you see the real ruins. Promise you it's worth a hike.
It better be.
You approach a...
You haven't been walking.
And why am I so exhausted?
You approach a wall. 30 foot high. Made of this material. Unlike the other pieces that you'd been finding, little blocks that make up the buildings, this seems to be one solid piece. This wall, perfectly smooth on the outside. Angled, so that it is wider at the top than at the bottom. As if to prevent anyone from invading. Because that would make it
A lot harder.
a lot harder.
Also, let's invade this.
And off in the distance, you start to hear some voices, and they sound angry.
Captain, did you prepare us a party?
No,
No.
It is Zach.
I don't know who that is.
So
Should we be stealth?
I would approach quietly. The only people who come up here, people who are looking to sightsee, and I've only met other pirates once or twice.
so off in the distance, like behind us, the other side of the wall.
No, they're further down the wall.
On our side of the wall, but further.
Yeah, so this sort of scene to give you a better idea of exactly how you're approaching. You're coming from the outer buildings,
Around the.
and now what's quite clear is the true city is completely walled. This wall runs far down away from you. You're kind of at the corner of this.
Yes, it.
And these voices, they're now off to your right. So you are approaching the corner, and on your left side, the wall runs far away from you. On your right side, the wall also runs away from a different direction.
But
You're on
there's
the corner,
voices.
and off to your right, there are voices. And you see some taller parts of the wall that make up a structure of what you can only assume must be the main gate.
So you who are above,
Yes.
is that taller part the way into these ruins?
I believe so, but I've never gone in the ruins.
Oh,
It's not that it would be impossible. Ooh, one can scale a wall with enough effort and planning, such as an incredibly tall ladder brought up here. But I've never bothered. There's some nice hills just off to our left there, where you can look into the ruins of the city. It's beautiful in there. Out here, the buildings have been mostly knocked over on the inside. Many are still fully intact. I don't know who's up here or why. They don't sound happy.
Want to.
You hear the crack of a whip.
Why don't we stealth over?
why did not you look with your peeping glass?
There's no line of sight. The jungle is obscuring whatever this
Okay.
group
I
is.
think we need to sneak.
Okay,
Before we do that?
how is your sneaking?
Before we do, we're gonna take a little break.
Oh, okay. And then I'm gonna remember to do the thing.
Then you're gonna remember the thing.
We're good at remembering.
So everybody, we will be back from our break in a little bit. Stick around to find out what happens. See you soon. Welcome back, everyone. We've returned from break, freshened up. Hope you did the same. When we left off, our group was approaching the outer wall of a larger city, ruined. And there were some very angry sounding voices off in the distance beyond a line of foliage they can't see through. And Storia was just about to do something, so that's where we return.
Yep. I am going to pull out my component pouch, some spell components. I'm going to pull out ashes from a burned leaf of mistletoe and a small sprig of spruce. Just whisper some sylvan words over them. And then magically cast the Pass Without Trace spell. So a cloak of darkness falls around us, hiding us and giving us for the next hour, anyone 30 feet inside of around me, a plus 10 to stealth check.
Well, all right.
That's very stealthy.
Are you going to need to talk to me during this, or at least have me answer while we're scouting?
Only if you have information that you need to share.
Okay, I turn into a panther.
Okay. You are now a panther.
Rawr.
Meow.
Right.
So can we hear the shouting out? Can we distinguish what they are saying if we concentrate on it?
You can pick up the occasional, like, expletive.
Do we know what language it is?
Well, you can understand it, but it's sort of a different dialect of Glendrangan. So, you know, for comparison, we all live in Michigan. It's kind of like us going down to Kentucky. Speak the same language, but we all speak English, but they're going to have words, phrases, and inflections that we don't always catch. Or perhaps a more extreme example, like heading to Scotland. Yeah, everyone's speaking English, but words, inflections, phrases, and emphasis on different syllables. So you can understand it, but there's some things that just don't sound quite the same, and you get the sense that there's probably a few things lost in translation, and more to the point, you're not hearing everything, mostly just the occasional curse word.
Well, I think we should walk towards it.
I think we should stay within 30 feet of the panther.
This Black Panther.
Yes.
I'm just rolling my hit points.
Oh, okay.
I guess we're gonna go towards it while staying close to the panther.
Okay. Are you guys trying to be stealthy?
Oh, yes.
Okay, then.
We have plus 10 for our stealth rolls.
Yeah. And I went to a panther because I have plus 6. Still.
So you're currently getting a plus 16 to your stealth. That's really
Pretty
impressive.
stealthy.
Yes.
That's like a rogue normally.
Now imagine a rogue in our situation.
So let's get a stealth roll from everybody.
I have advantage because of sneaky boots.
You got sneaky boots.
17.
9s.
I got a 19.
Okay.
24.
Okay. And I shall roll for Captain. Let's get that up. Okay. You all stay fairly quiet. Just the gentle crunching of the occasional leaf, branch. Nothing that sounds too out of the ordinary. You're staying, as far as you can tell, unnoticed. You creep closer to the camp. And what you see is, well, maybe a bit more than you imagined. There's about 60 people over here. And it's a large camp, stretching out further away from you. The noises you were hearing now become clear as prisoners are being shouted at by some sort of guard. Dwarf is guarding this chained up group, shouting at them to dig faster. They are, as far as you can tell, digging down to reveal more of the wall. It seems as though the wall has been partially buried. And from the viewpoint you have, that there could be as much as 10 feet more of wall in this part. And it's right in front of the door. This massive door. At least 20 feet wide. Two of them. Making, two doors that open. And they're digging down further and further, revealing more of this doorway. And you can start to see that there is indeed a roadway they're digging down towards. And where this massive frame is set, it's lower than the rest of the land, as though it's sort of sunken down. The prisoners are changelings. The imprisoners are a mixture of dwarves, humans. There are a couple of elves standing off by a dwarf that looks more important than the others. This particular dwarf has black, stringy, greasy hair falls down from his head in twisted strands. He's balding and has a beard, mustache that matches the appearance. From a distance, it looks as though he could probably use a few more baths than he takes. The two elves are discussing something with him. You can't make it out. He's probably maybe 100 feet away or so from where you are now, hiding behind some large ferns. It looks like they are calmly discussing things, at least on the elf's part. The dwarf is more agitated. All of the changelings are working as a group, trying to remove as much dirt from this roadway, digging down probably 5 to 10 feet below the current earth line, clearing away more of the entryway to the city. That's what you come across.
Do I recognize any of the changelings? I know they were far away, but...
You've never seen any of these changelings.
Okay.
Not even like kind of a
Passing
resemblance to anyone you know.
So you said there's about 60 people in the area.
Mm-hmm.
How many of those are the captors?
You would say there's probably 25 captors to 35 captives.
And so these elves and the dwarf, you said, are off to the side behind something?
Well, they're off to the side, not a table.
Oh, okay.
There's, standing around. There's something on the table. Maybe a map, a large set of papers, something. You can't see it from this angle, but they keep kind of tapping at it and pointing to it. There's a lot of other dwarves and humans. You now see a goblin or two just moving about, moving supplies, setting up tents. It looks like the encampment might be fresh.
I'm curious, are the elves wearing anything unusual?
They're not wearing anything that striking you as...
So they're not like Romarden.
You don't see anything like that. They're not wearing...
One of them.
These elves aren't wearing any armor.
Low AC then.
They are... They appear to be kind of like a diplomatic robe. They're very fancy. They look very official. But they don't bear any markings that you recognize.
How removed from everything else are these three?
They are off to the side, but there's a lot of activity that swirls kind of past them and around them as other captors are moving supplies about. You notice now there's a large pile of supplies, neatly stacked. Crates, cartons, barrels. And they're taking things out. Tools. And the occasional weapon. But mostly picks, shovels, tent pieces. One set of these captors are setting up what looks to be some sort of mess tent. And they've got frying pans and, a field oven. This is not a small operation.
I'm going to, as a panther, point to Nines. And then, using one of my claws in the ground, scratch out a picture of fire.
That's a great idea. Let's burn the place down. What's the most flammable part of building?
I point at the huge stack of crates with all the tools.
So, I just want... Can't resist. You're drawing the red flower.
Yes, Shere Khan.
Quick, I can't resist.
Can we get into your bag of holding?
No, it's integrated into
Well,
myself.
how are we supposed to get the Chateau de Ethanol?
Okay, I can maintain pass without a trace. I just won't be quite as sneaky, so I will shift out of panther form.
Okay.
So I can actually talk and access things. I will pull out... I have a lot of bad wine. I will pull out... How many bottles of Chateau de Ethanol do I?
Well, how much fire do you want?
A lot.
Oh, you've got...
Should maybe ask Bob if we can...
7. You have 7 bottles of Chateau de Ethanol.
I will get up 7 bottles. What were I asking, Bob?
Excuse me, Bob.
In a
Yes.
very stealthy way.
Excuse me, Bob.
Yes.
Can we get the army to fight these guys?
I don't know who they are. They certainly look capable. I suppose I could go get my men. It would be several hours before we can come back.
Are there any banners or markings on any of the tents? Or are they all fairly generic?
They're all fairly generic. In fact, in the world that you've traveled through, you've noticed that most people and most places try to identify themselves and show who they are and where they're from. Every ship that you have seen flies certain colors to identify where they are from and perhaps even where they're going to. You've grown used to being able to identify things by the symbols that are shown by their wearers, by the flags that fly outside of structures. This is conspicuously unmarked. There are so few markings to indicate where any of these people are from that it sticks out.
I'm going to prepare 7 ethanol cocktails. Or 9s.
The prisoners, they all have tools of some sort as they're working on their project.
Yeah, all of them are occupied. Some are digging, some are using a pickaxe to like tear away at the soil. Others are using wheelbarrows to move away the material.
So they're not all chained together.
No, they're not all chained together, but they are all in some way restrained. Even the people moving the wheelbarrows have chains between their 2 legs.
I could try to charm person this dwarf that looks like he's in charge. It's a gambit, though.
I could become invisible, sneak up behind him, and
We'd have to get really close for both of those, though, because you're only invisible for 6 seconds, and charm person needs to be within 30 feet.
And I think suggestion has the least. Oh, that's 30 feet. Well, are we trying to kill them?
We're trying to get the prisoners free.
Well, then what do we do when they're free?
I would like to question these elves and dwarf.
Bolsaf, do you suggest full frontal assault?
I think that the setting on fire is a good idea. I doubt very much that these 3 would be helping to extinguish the flame. They would probably be yelling at people to do it for them.
It would cause a distraction, though.
Yes, which would allow us perhaps to get within suggestion range or
Charm.
range or entanglement range, or just non-lethally beating them into submission range.
No, how about Captain?
Yes.
Would you like to do some fireworks?
Wow.
Nice.
What is-
Make one of the Chateau de Etnova.
What did you have in mind?
If the captain could maybe cause a distraction using these, it would let us close in on them.
We
These
still have your stealth boost.
For, it lasts an hour.
Yeah, so we have plenty of time.
But if I cast Charm Person, I will drop it because that's also a concentration spell.
But then we would be as close as we need to be.
Yeah. So it's either it works or we're doing something else. Do you think you could distract this camp using 7 ethanol cocktails?
At least hold on to some of them.
I'm sure that I could distract them, but to what end? What are we trying to do?
These-
I understand free the prisoners, but after I created some sort of fireball, I'm assuming you desire, what's next?
We capture the leaders,
Yes, we were attempting to capture the dwarf and
And-
2 elves.
force the other guards to surrender.
Not that I doubt our skill, but the numbers aren't necessarily on our side. Let's say for a moment that all of the prisoners rise up and fight. and we in there with them. They still outnumber us by 6 or more. Just doing a quick head count leaves us rather at a disadvantage.
Do you have any other suggestions?
We could try and lead some guards away. If I could replace the leader, I could maybe send some guards away, or if we could charm him stealthily.
If you want to take time, I can get my crew up here.
You said about 3 hours?
It will take several hours to equip ourselves. We didn't bring proper combat equipment. Some simple weapons to, well, catch a boar. Maybe another bird or two, but fight? No. We would need to row back to the ship, equip ourselves, and then come back up. It doesn't look like these all are going anywhere, but it will take me a bit of time.
That might be the smartest course of action. Even out the numbers. I don't want the prisoners to have to fight.
No. And we could take a short rest while we are waiting and restore
Yes.
all of our
Okay.
capabilities.
Yes, that's also a good point.
They do not know we are here. No, we can just simply wait around the corner.
We're going to go find a hiding spot, and once we have one found, that would accommodate your crew. Then go.
I'm not sure that there's anything that can secure my crew from being visible. I'm not going to bring just enough. I'm going to bring everyone that I can. I don't much care for losing fights, and I care even less for forced labor.
Yes. So when you return, we will completely surround the camp with your forces. Zoria will make an attempt to either impersonate or to entrance or persuade the leader.
If you want to try the nonviolent approach, we'll do our best. But I make no promise if my men are defending themselves.
Oh, of course. If a battle shall break out, we would expect everyone to defend themselves.
Just try to keep the leaders alive.
I'll do my best. Are you sure you don't want to come with me? You want to keep watch?
I'm going to stay here.
All
We
right,
will stay here and keep watch.
very well. Then take my leave. I'll be back as quick as I can. And he darts off into the underbrush.
Zoria,
Yes.
can you make some of those wonderful berries before you take a short rest and restore your capabilities?
I don't get spell slots back, and I didn't prepare that spell. But we will take a short rest. We'll find a good place to go hide. Away from here.
Make a stealth check.
We still have Pass Without a Trace. 25.
Not rolling well today.
30.
I got 19.
So with my plus 10?
Yes.
Nice.
I rolled a 5.
Still,
19. Pass Without a Trace is a really good spell.
yeah, pass without a trace basically means when it comes to a stealth check, you win.
If we can cluster all of his soldiers in a 30-foot radius around me, I can stealth them all. It does not have a limit on the number of creatures.
Is it 30-foot radius or diameter?
30-foot radius
Oh, that's a lot.
Yeah,
That's
it's a
a
60-foot circle.
from the caster. I mean, that's, yeah. You could probably fit, let's assume 2 square feet for each person. Should have plenty of room.
So we could try to sneak in. It would be a very funny circle of
We could
pirates.
we could get very close. We will develop the kind of plan that we usually develop while the captain is gone.
Half of a plan. Got it.
Develop away.
I'm gonna take a short rest.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what are we setting on fire?
Well, if we have a full crew,
We can set the supplies on fire, distract everybody, surround the place, and we can
try to take out the leadership.
Yes, capture them or subdue them,
I think,
and you can impersonate the leader.
I feel like there's too much going on around the leaders for a stealthy replacement of the leader. But if we are able to put him down before the rest of the fight is ended, I could maybe impersonate him and call the other men to surrender.
Yes, the elves do not look like fighters. I doubt that
They
they would.
might be spellcasters.
That is possible.
Or do cats smell one on fire?
That's true. I've tried that.
Okay, so we're waiting for the captain to return.
Yeah. Taking a short rest and waiting for the captain.
You guys have several hours. Is there anything else that you want to prepare, plan for in that time? I just want to make sure that I give you as many opportunities as possible here.
I don't want to. Yeah, I don't have good berry prepared.
We can drink some mead.
We can. So how does grapple work? Is that a strength?
It's a contest. It's a It's basically contested athletics checks.
Okay.
Is the short version of it.
Any other questions? I'm happy to entertain ideas and try to lay out, because this is theater of the mind,
Yeah.
how feasible things are within a given space.
Well, if we made is there a way to get within 30 feet of the leadership without going through a busy area?
No,
That's what I thought.
no. They are in the center of activity. Things swirl around them. They're not off on the edge. This is...
Where are the stacks of stores in relationship to the leadership?
The stacks and stores seem to be off by kind of another pathway. 30, 40 feet further away from you, behind them. And with enough time here now, you see that after a while, a cart comes up and unloads some more supplies
From the jungle.
from this other path that's sort of obscured. It seems to maybe go downhill, hiding behind some part of the landscape. You know that sort of effect where you can look over a wall and there's like a 10-foot drop or something on the other side of that wall, but you can't see it at all because of the way the horizon and everything lines up. You're getting that sort of effect where clearly something is there that allows someone to go down. You can't see what that path looks like, but you see a cart come up it and then back down, as though it's traversing some sort of long path or a switchback to another area.
Another option is we disguise ourselves as a guard to get up close.
You could.
I could. You can disguise self.
Yes.
You can look like a tabaxi guard.
God, they'll have so many of those.
Probably, yeah. Don't think we saw one, but they might have one.
No higher.
So we could try to go in and have the pirates ready as like a backup plan.
Yes, I think we need to have the diversion of a fire so that almost all of these people will be distracted.
And then we go
And we
in
could very
disguised
quickly-
as guards.
Yes, the two of us can be disguised as guards.
We'll just make Nines look like a guard. Like give him a guard hat, probably. There's a thing called a guard hat, right?
We've seen guards before.
I know.
And what we will ask, we will ask the troops to let us keep these leaders as isolated from everyone else as possible. That they
Yeah.
will, if they need to engage, they will engage
Engage the
everyone
bulk
else.
of the.
Yes, and we will take on the elves and the leader.
Yeah.
We should be able to get very close enough for you to cast your spell.
And if that fails,
I will turn invisible for one turn and get.
Nines could try suggestion.
Yes, Nines could try that.
Although, am I even aware that that's a spell you have? Or have you been? Because you've been doing it very subtly.
I don't think I have told you that because it's more fun for me and
Yeah.
it makes it so.
But I don't think I'm actually aware that you can do that. So.
Okay, so that will be our plan then, to create a huge diversion,
Go in disguised as guards in in the chaos.
and we will act like guards who are not chaotic as the rest of them become chaotic,
And
and
attempt to charm the leader.
attempt to charm, or at least to
Subdue.
subdue. We can act as though we were attempting to protect them from whatever is happening.
The supplies that they're loading up, how close is that to the forest? Not in the clearing.
So where are you asking where the supplies that are being dropped off?
Relative
Yeah.
to the jungle.
The entire area has been cleared. So there's an area about the width of a football field that seems to be sort of a road. As it lines up with some structure ruins you can see. And what's going on here is that there's a large road that leads to the main gate. And this road has been covered with dirt and debris over the ages. They're camping out on the road, which has very little vegetation, and they've cleared back more away from it. The road itself is probably 80 feet wide. And then they've cleared things around it to give themselves pretty wide berth to set up tents and see into the jungle a ways. A stealth approach here is pretty infeasible after a point.
So I think we sneak in as guards. We try to get the leader under some enchantment, and then if that fails, we have a flare gun, right?
Yes.
That we can use to signal the guards, the pirates, to engage with the bulk of their forces.
And,
Yes, and it would just take them
we will attempt
like
to take the leaders separate them as far away from this other group as we can.
Yes.
won't it take them like 10 turns to get to the combat if they're stealth in the jungle?
It depends on how we position them.
Well, the whole area is about 300 feet from one end to another. Most of the activity is taking place in the middle part of that. So you only have about like 60 feet until you start hitting where tents and people are being set
And
up.
if there's a large group of pirates charging, a lot of the guards are probably gonna want to deal with that.
As well as the fire.
Yeah. If we can get a fire. Secretly.
I don't think it'll be secret very long.
Probably not.
It will only be secret until it is started.
Well, I like planning to burn things.
So, how do we get to the space without being noticed to burn it?
We want to avoid everything and go around to the stores. How far can we throw the bottle? Like 60 feet?
You might be able to. I can't.
I can. We will attempt to get within 45 to 60 feet of the crates.
Sneaking?
Yes.
Okay.
We can be very good at sneaking because we have your spell.
Yeah, so I'll use my second spell slot, but so I won't be able to do any other high-end spells, but that's all right.
You will still be able to use your persuasion.
Yes. Yeah, I just won't be able to do like a hold person.
Mm-hmm.
So. All right. We have kind of a plan that we will immediately divert off of.
So, I will go down the trail toward the incoming pirates and inform them of the plan before they get here.
Okay. Or we can just wait here until tell them all.
Let's do that part.
Okay, we keep waiting. That's right. We're out of sight. We're around.
Yeah, we went and found a different hiding spot.
Right.
And with the captain, so he knows where to take us.
Okay. So we wait there until the captain returns with the force and inform him of the plan.
Okay. For my benefit, recap the final plan you have decided on.
All right. First, the pirates, and correct me if I get any of this off. The pirates will station themselves in the tree line.
Okay.
As close as they can be undetected.
Okay.
Waiting for a flare or other signal.
Okay.
A flare gun, right? Yeah. We are going to then transform ourselves to look like guards, but sneak in towards the camp, light the supplies on fire.
Okay.
During the distraction, we're going to try and charm.
Yeah, we will go back to the leaders who will not be fighting the fire because they are the leaders.
Yeah.
And we will attempt to...
I like how we just assume they're worthless.
So
Did you see how greasy that guy is? He cannot go near flames.
Those elves
so
look like
far,
firefighters.
just making sure I understand. So we're all on the same page with what the horde of NPCs I'm controlling. You want them to do.
Hold.
You want the pirates to sit just outside of the visible area. They're gonna wait there, staging. You three are gonna set up in a place to hurl a Chateau d'Ethanol Molotov cocktail.
An ethanol cocktail.
A number of them. About 4.
Okay. Into an area that will start a fire.
Into the supplies,
Yeah.
which are neatly stacked.
And we assume incredibly flammable.
For the moment, they are being dispersed. So, I mean, they're being moved throughout a camp. It's a staging area here. But you will create a distraction of fire.
Are there any tents or anything that are closer to the tree line?
Yes.
We could do those instead.
The supply crate is perhaps the hardest thing to reach because it goes out into this sort of cliff area that's further away from the tree line than almost anything else.
How about this? The captain chooses his 4 stealthiest pirates, and they each hit a tent that's near the tree line with fire.
Okay.
Meanwhile, we're heading towards the leader as guards.
And we will offer to protect them from the fire, and you will attempt to persuade him to
Stand his men down. Otherwise, we'll beat him up
and signal the flare.
and shoot the flare gun. The second anything feels like it's going wrong, Nines, just shoot that flare gun. Not right now. Not in the planning stage. I know the planning always feels wrong.
So that's what we're going to try to do.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the captain will choose 4 himself and maybe 3 of his stealthiest pirates to set fire to tents using chateau d'etanol.
Okay.
That they can get to but are distant from the leaders.
Yeah.
Sure. There can be some tents that are, far away from where the leaders are sitting.
Yeah, aim at things that look important.
Do it
Okay.
5 minutes after we go into the camp, disguised.
That's a long time.
Well, okay. 3 minutes, though. We
3
need
minutes.
to... 3 minutes after we head in, have your men set fire to the tents.
All right. And you three are going in
To the leaders.
and you're disguising yourselves in any way, shape, or form.
I am going to make myself look like a dwarf. Are they all wearing, like, uniforms, these guards?
Well, yes and no. Remember,
They're...
I described this as being conspicuously lacking
So
in
they're
things.
all wearing very generic leather that looks identical.
Yeah, you wouldn't be able to really call it a uniform since there's no standard, but all of the humans and dwarves and a couple other creatures, like I mentioned, there's a couple goblins you've seen around, seem to be wearing fairly generic, expedition gear. They have, some of them are more armored up and they have heavier leather or even some steel pieces that are protecting them. It's all unmarked, kind of generic stuff.
I'd say just make yourself look like a tall human.
I will do that.
Because you have an hour on your disguised self, right? Nine's... It's just...
I don't look like a mercenary.
Yeah, you're good. Just have your club.
Club.
And I'm going to make myself look like a very, very generic dwarf guard.
Okay.
And change my armor to just look like the most generic thing. Armor that I can think of.
Okay. Is there anything else that you want to prepare before you set this in motion?
Can you think of anything?
No, do we need to stealth in? We're just looking like...
I don't think we need to stealth. I think stealthing would be more conspicuous. We should walk in like we know what we're doing.
And we certainly do.
Yes, we're perfect. Execute. I start walking towards the base.
So, well, once everyone's in place,
And Nines, how are you disguised again?
he has a club.
He has a club. That's all. That's what I thought, but I
Stand behind us.
wanted to be certain that Nines is just like club.
Club.
Do you
I
still
am
have a
guard.
breastplate? He could throw that on.
Nope, we already decided. Club.
I have
Nines
that
is
old
moving
breastplate.
forward.
I'll walk in front of him
Okay.
generically.
Since you are not stealthing, a stealth check makes no sense. However, let's call this a performance check. This will
I am
be
so doomed.
Guidance.
a group effort here. This is not so there's going to be an average because you are moving as a group, trying to appear that the group knows what it's doing.
This could also maybe be deception,
Um,
but I guess performance makes sense.
I mean,
Same.
Yeah, for all of
one, they're both using charisma,
Yeah.
and I feel like deception falls more into the I am actively attempting to lie
And we're trying
or
to just
deceive,
look like ours.
and you are
Yeah.
trying to blend in, which seems more of a performance to me. So that's how I'm gonna
Sounds
rule
good
on
to
it.
me. It's the same number for me.
Let's see how this goes.
Nope.
Nat 20
Nat 20. Baby.
19
total.
total.
Okay.
6.
All
That
right.
nat 20 is gonna
28.
save us. That
I
nat
said.
20 is negating.
This is a group effort, not individuals. For the moment, no one seems to pay you any mind as you, somewhat inconspicuously emerge from the tree line. Now, you do have the advantage, and I'm going to sort of narrate the actions that you as a group are doing to try to blend in. Because this is going to be hard for you three to really navigate, because I'm running the theater in my head.
Yeah.
So having observed this for several hours now, you've seen where crates are being moved, where items are being stored, and you sort of join in with that. Kind of get in this line of production and moving crates to places. You even manage to sort of figure out where certain things you expect to go.
Anything flammable
Lamp oil, maybe.
or inflammable?
Since Storia, you're leading, right?
I was in
You're in
front.
front. But Nines,
He's the
you're sort of the firebug of the group, apparently.
and he's the seller. He's selling this.
Since before we were broadcasting, you got a bit of a reputation for just setting shit on fire. So I'm gonna have you.
Not my fault. You rolled like 100 on a D100 roll. That burst that building into flames. I just set the kindling.
Uh-huh.
Roll a perception check with advantage, since it seems in your character's history that you like setting things on fire, you weird pyro cat.
That is a 16.
Given your observations here, and you can't be sure of the contents of any given crate because they're sealed, but you have a pretty good idea that a larger crate has some supplies for a kitchen. So you've noticed the larger crates seem to contain things that go to the mess tent, cooking supplies, materials, and you're not sure if this crate will have anything flammable in it. But you know that it leads to a place that has flammable things because you're familiar with oils, fire, and kitchen. So you're able to point this crate out. And because it's large, the three of you sort of blend in, moving it together. Soria and Nines, I need the two of you to make a strength check on this. I'm not gonna make Ulseth roll because this is well within your abilities.
Guidance.
You can guidance yourself.
Oh, okay. Strength 19.
10.
Between the three of you, Nines struggling
Well, I
a
have
little
to
bit.
carry a club with me.
Yeah.
You can't set that down. And
No, I'm just kind of like grabbing like a loose like rope
Yep.
that's on there.
Yep.
You're
But
looking
between
like
that,
you're helping.
Yes.
between all those things, you do manage to get the crate over to the mess tent and set it down. There's just one goblin setting up in this tent. Seems to be the expedition's cook. And
You should swap recipes.
this goblin is hurrying around, sort of unpacking things, getting into the crates, pulling stuff out, and setting up shop, basically. doesn't seem to be paying you any mind right now.
So have
set thing on fire now.
have the 3 minutes passed?
Yeah, how far into the 3 minutes are we?
Like 1 minute in.
So we
You
have
were-
2 minutes before the other flames start.
Yeah. What do you want to do?
How far are we from the leaders?
The mess tent is sort of on the opposite end from the supplies. It's near the front where a lot of the activity is really going on, is where they've set up the mess tent. The leaders are sort of in the center of camp. You're about maybe 70, 80 feet from where the leaders were standing. And as time has passed, they've set up a tent kind of around them. Basically what happened is the leaders said, I want this spot, plopped down a table and the things, and then over time, lackeys built a tent around the leader, and they're now obscured within that tent.
I'll say, oi, cook. Boss wants his drink.
Drink. Oh, I don't have anything better to do than get the boss's drink.
I'll take it to him for you.
No, thank you so much. You're saving me so much time. And this goblin is now gone into one of the larger crates, clearly asking to prepare the boss's drink. Is exactly the wrong thing at this moment. You know how you ever been in a situation, I think everyone's done this, where there is something that's right at waist height or it's much further down below, so you're kind of like leaning into it and your feet are sort of dangling up in the air as you tip into this. That's what the goblin is doing. Yeah, he's resting his waist on the edge of this crate, throwing stuff out over him as he's digging through this pile of supplies, trying to find basically whatever mixing or pouring or supplies for the boss's drink that he hasn't gotten to yet.
So while he is preoccupied, could you look for flammables inside the tent?
We could just shove him in the crate and close it in.
Let's see if we do
About-
that.
2 minutes have passed now.
Let's have push him in. Do it.
Let's just go to the boss. We're getting close to time.
Do we not want to start the mess tent on fire at the same time as the rest of the fire?
I don't know if it's important enough to not. I'd rather be by the boss than spend extra time setting another thing on fire.
Is the drink prepared yet?
No.
Does it look like it's gonna take a while?
Things are still being thrown out of the crate right now, and the goblin is excuse me. The goblin is making considerably more frustrated noises the longer this goes on.
Well, let's just go.
Okay. Let's get within
30
like
feet.
30 feet of the bosses.
As close as we can, yeah.
Are there any obvious things like a snack or bottles of wine or anything?
I have
Mead or anything?
wine.
Yeah, it was just, but they wouldn't necessarily be familiar with that.
There's plenty of provisions that are open and laying around if you're looking
Is there like
for
a cask?
Do you need mead?
No, we need to have something to make it look like we're taking something to the leader.
Like mead?
We have mead.
We could take 3 mugs of mead, one for each of them.
Do we see just mugs in this kitchen?
Sure. Yeah.
We'll take
Grab three
mugs.
And we'll just head out.
We'll head out and we will fill it with
3 mugs.
3 meads.
Okay. You fill 3 mugs with mead,
And we're walking towards them.
and you walk towards the leader's tent. By the time you get to the leader's tent, you have 15 seconds left.
No, good timing.
Drinks for the boss.
It's about time. Give it here.
Pass the three of them in.
One of the elves comes over, looks at you, rolls his eyes, returns,
Dipping is customary.
and
No.
about that time, you hear a as flames begin to engulf another part of the camp. And then more and more lobs of Molotovs being thrown in there. And shrieks and yelps are now going up as a fire is all over. Some little, some quickly growing. And the camp descends into chaos.
I will say, it is an attack. We will keep you safe.
And on that note,
We will keep them safe.
we're going to wrap it up, because if we go into what is going to happen next,
It will take a while.
we will be here for another several hours session. So we will come back to that next time.
But what changelings are these?
But you're going to have to wait and find out.
Which planet are they from?
You're going to have to wait and find out.
Can they also turn into pumas?
No.
Maybe a couple or all. They could all be druids. You never know. You never know.
What are they doing so far south?
We'll find out.
No, tell me now.
Now all I can hear in my head is, but what are these changelings doing so far south, so far away from home? Where are they from? Who are they? Can they turn into pumas too? Find out next week on Dice and Dungeon.
You heard it here. Be there.
Cue the credits.
That's exactly why I only start with the last episode of a TV show. I'm sick of these surprises.
I hope you all enjoyed that. We will pick that up next week and return for the exciting conclusion to this tale of changeling woe. See you guys next week. Love you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Hey, everybody. Thank you for watching that episode. We hope you enjoy it. But you're all sticking around, of course, to see who won this copy of his band's Treasury of Dragons limited art set. This giveaway is sponsored by our wonderful friends over at Geekified. Geekified, of course, is a tabletop gaming store out of Vinton, Iowa that takes online and in-store orders for all of your tabletop role-playing game needs. So, if you aren't today's lucky winner of his band's Treasury of Dragons, you can head on over there using the link geekified.us/discount/dice and dungeons to get 5% off of your first order, and anything you order helps support, of course, our sponsor and us. So we really appreciate it if you do. This book is fantastic, so if you do want to pick up a copy, I encourage you to do it there. This is a fun one. Thank you, Geekified, for all the support over these many months that we've been going. You've been with us since the beginning, and thank you to everyone who entered the giveaway. We really appreciate your time, attention, and quite a few of you actually went and spread the word about the giveaway yourselves, which is amazing because you were trying to win and you still spread the word to other people, which we really appreciate. So thank you for that extra effort. But there can only be one winner. I wish I had 1 million copies of these so I could give every single person a copy, but I don't think they printed 1 million. I think they printed a few 100,000 at most. But the winner of Fizban's Treasury of Dragons Limited Art Edition is Winged Horizon. Thank you to everyone who entered, and congratulations to Winged Horizon. I hope you enjoy this book. We will get in touch with you and get this out the door as soon as we can. So we should get it to you before Christmas. And it'll be a lovely gift for you to have. Thanks again, everyone, for entering and for watching the show. We appreciate all of you and your support. Stay safe. And we'll see you soon. Love you guys.